Kings Island is one of the most famous amusement parks in the world. From its famous coasters like the Beast and Orion and the replica of the Eiffel Tower standing tall in the center, it's a very unique park. Some consider it the best park in the world, while some think it's overrated. What do I think of this park? This is my full review of my second home park, Kings Island. So how will this video work? First, I'll run through the park layout, and then we will put Kings Island to the test by putting it through different categories. To finish the video, I will give my overall thoughts on the park. Let's jump straight in. Kings Island starts off with a disappointing entrance gate. In my opinion, this entrance gate doesn't leave a good first impression, as it is just a big brown box with ads on the front. I know there is a restaurant inside, but they could still add a more modern gate. But when you step inside the park, it turns from disappointing to outstanding. The entrance plaza consists of two paths going around a massive pool of water with the Eiffel Tower sitting at the end of the stretch. Littered on the side of the paths are buildings meant to look like they are from different parts of the world. This is my second favorite entrance plaza, only behind Kings Island's sister park, Kings Dominion, but they are very, very similar. Most guests head straight to the left, which is exactly what we are going to do. To the left of the entranceway is Action Zone. Action Zone is a typical Cedar Fair thrill ride section. This part doesn't have any theme, just a bunch of thrilling rides. 3 coasters are in this concrete jungle, which are Vertigo, the Bat, and the star attraction of the area, Banshee. While not my favorite section, it is still a nice open area to watch all of the massive rides and coasters. The Bat is in a secluded section, half a mile away from Action Zone, which is great because it feels like the ride isn't even in the park. Oktoberfest is the next section of the path, and it is the smallest section in the park. There are only a few rides in this section, being Adventure Express and Viking's Fury. This is my least favorite section in the park, as it is the most forgettable. Next is Coney Mall, which is a long stretch from Racer's entrance down towards Windseeker. This is my favorite section of the park, as it feels classic with the old wooden coaster and games, but also modern at the same time. It has many paths that lead back towards the entrance, which is a plus about the park in general. It is very easy to navigate. After Coney Mall comes with the only big dead end in the park, with Area 72, formerly X-Base. This is the new renovation of X-Base with their newest coaster, Orion. It looks very nice and it is pretty open in the Orion area. I also love the way Orion looks as it towers over the paths. After this section is the largest section in the park, which is Rivertown. It stretches from the old Vortex plot down past Beast and by Mystic Timbers. The only problem with this section is that the paths are very skinny, and that is sometimes a bad thing, as this part of the park can get very busy. Other than that, this section is well decorated with buildings and plants and has some great rides to go along with it. Finally is Planet Snoopy, which consists of all of the kiddie rides in the park. This is the kiddie section that is constantly awarded for being the best, and I can definitely see why. It has 3 coasters and many flat rides to go along with them. This section then leads back to the International Street. Now we move into the categories. I have come up with 10 small categories to judge the park here. The first category is pricing. Kings Island will get a 7 out of 10. For an amusement park the size of Kings Island, $40 for a ticket and $50 for a meal, admission, and parking is a great deal. Food is of course very expensive, as it is an amusement park, but that is to be expected. Other than that, season passes are pretty cheap here, and so is merch. Kings Island gives you a big bang for your buck. The second category is food. Kings Island gets a 5 out of 10. Kings Island has expensive food that you can find at any other amusement park. But Kings Island also has some unique options. Kings Island is famous for its blue ice cream, which to this day I don't know how to describe the flavor. All I know is that it's great and you need to try it. Also at Kings Island are some unique meal options like tomato soup, grilled cheese, and unique restaurants like Skyline Chili. This park has some good meal options. The third category is merch. Kings Island gets a 5 out of 10. In my opinion, Kings Island's merch is lacking a bit. Cedar Point, Carowinds, and other Cedar Fair parks have unique merchandise that stands out, while Kings Island has unoriginal merch. They have your teddy bears, t-shirts, and tie-dye shirts, but nothing really more than that. It can be difficult finding some cool coaster merch. The fourth category is navigation, and Kings Island gets an 8 out of 10. Kings Island layout is great. Basically, the layout is a circle with many paths branching off that lead to the center of International Street. This makes traveling around the park very easy to get to a certain ride and attraction. For coaster enthusiasts rushing around, Kings Island layout makes a lot of sense. Also, with only one big dead end in Area 72, it makes it nice to always be heading to a different area. Parking is also a breeze here. The halfway point in the categories is operations, and Kings Island gets a perfect 10 out of 10. Every single ride and attraction at Kings Island has superb operations. I have never had to wait more than 3 minutes for a train to dispatch, and the longest time was when multiple people had to get off the train, and that only took about 2 minutes. The staff is efficient and they make jokes in line, which results in a quick and fun queue wait. Category 6 is Kiddie Rides. Kings Island gets an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, Kings Island has the best area for kids. It has the biggest quantity of rides with the most unique of the kiddie rides. It also has many thrilling rides such as Woodstock Express and Boo Blasters. However, Planet Snoopy is lacking a few rides like a Tilt-A-Whirl and others. Also, it is a bit crowded in this area, which pushed the score down to an 8. The 7th category is Flats. Kings Island scores a 6 out of 10. Kings Island unfortunately doesn't have many unique flat rides, but what Kings Island does have is pretty great. They have many thrilling flats like Delirium, Drop Tower, and Windseeker. There are also some other thrill rides scattered around the park like the Monster. While Kings Island isn't known for their flats, they have a decent collection, they just need a bit more. The Coaster Collection is the 8th category, and Kings Island is getting another 8 out of 10. Kings Island has one of the most diverse roller coaster collections, as they have something for everyone. They have a suspended, looping, wooden, lengthy, tall, airtime packed, and a launch coaster. Even with this, Kings Island does have some below average coasters. Flight of Fear, Backlot, and Adventure Express are often hated on as they aren't as great as the other coasters in the park. Kings Island lineup has some flaws, but other than that, it's pretty great. The 9th category is the park atmosphere, and Kings Island will be getting an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, Kings Island has great park pride. All the workers are excited to be entertaining guests, and the park is beautiful with flowers, fountains, and of course, the massive Eiffel Tower replica. Even the buildings in the park are well decorated and stand out on the midways. And the final category is extra activities, and I'll give Kings Island a 6 out of 10. This is because while Soak City is here, and that is a big extra activity, there really is nothing else to do besides the main park. The only other things I can think of are going on the top of the Eiffel Tower and looking around, or going to the petting zoo by Planet Snoopy. So Kings Island's final score is a 71 out of 100, or the same score Hershey Park got. So what do I think of Kings Island? I love this park, and I agree that it could be considered the best in the States. Do I think it is? No, but I understand why some people think that. While the flat ride collection, extra activities, food, and merch is lacking, everything else is pretty wonderful. The coaster collection, atmosphere, operations, kiddie section, and navigation are all excellent. Every time I come to Kings Island, I have a great time and always want to come back to experience the great day once more. I highly recommend visiting. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. Email me with questions or concerns, and have a great rest of your day.